Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing great. In this video we are going to do a quick review that we studied something in grade 5 and grade 6. So these topics that we study in grade 5 and grade 6, it helps us to understand the subjects that we have in grade 8 and grade 7 and grade 8. These topics that I'm going to explain it in this video, these topics which are the basic of math. Okay, so let's go to the first one: multiplying and dividing integers. In grade 6 we study what does it mean integers. Integers means positive and negative numbers. Okay, so but how can we multiply and divide the positive and negative numbers? Let's go to the first question. We have negative 5 times negative 4. Okay, how can we multiply it? In grade 6 we study a table and we memorize the tables. Negative is gonna be positive, and negative it's gonna be negative, but no need to memorize those things, the rules. So how can we multiply it in here? Let's say question 1. So first one, just try to draw the face. Okay, remember this face. We know in this face we have two eyes and the mouth is positive. Okay, negative 5 times negative 4. First one, do the normal multiplication. 5 times 4, we know the answer it's gonna be 20, right? But how about the sign? Is it positive or negative? So whenever we see multiplication and division, let's say multiplying and dividing integers, remember this face positive, the mouth is positive, and the eyes are negative. Okay, but how do you know the sign in question 1? The sign is negative or positive? So we have negative in here and one more negative in here. So whenever we draw this face, so try to hide the negative signs, okay, or remove it. Why? Because in this question we have two negative. Whenever you remove the eyes, what's remaining here? The mouth. So it's gonna be positive. Okay, so this is question 1. If we solve one more question, let's say negative, positive. Let's say question 2, negative 9 times 6. We know the sign of 6 is invisible, but we know it is positive. Okay, do the normal multiplication. 9 times 6 is 54. I will write it 54. So the sign, this is positive and this one is negative. So try to remove the negative and the positive in here. Okay, so what's remaining here? Negative. So the answer it is negative. For division is the same as multiplication. Let's solve, let's say question 4. Question 4, negative 18 and what? Negative 9. Do the division. 18 divided by 9, it's 2, and negative, as I said, we need to try to remove. This one is negative sign, try to remove or try to hide the negative sign. So the positive, it's remains, so the answer is going to be positive 2. This one is about multiplying and dividing integers. Whenever we have multiplication and division is about integers, remember this face. Okay, the second one is about adding and subtracting integers. We know, as I explained it, integers means positive, and negative numbers. Okay, for adding and subtracting integers, it's not the same as, let's say, multiplication. Do not draw the face. Okay, this is incorrect. So what do we do in here in adding and subtracting integers? In grade 6 we memorized some rule about adding and subtracting the same sign. Let's say the same sign we need to plus, and the different sign we need to minus it. Do not memorize it. Okay, so instead of memorizing, let's say I'm going to explain something which is very new. Okay, for example, for adding and subtracting, let's say we have a girl and boy. Okay, so let's represent the girl are negative and the boys are positive, the sign. Okay, so we know in our society, or let's say it's just an example. Okay, for example, the boy and the girl can be a friend. No. So let's say the two girls can be a friend. Yes. So now I will write it can be friend, cannot be, cannot, and can be. Cannot means minus, can be means plus. I'll explain here in the example 1. Let's say we have negative 12 plus negative 3. We have negative and negative. Okay, so we say that the negative is what? The girls are negative. So the two girls can be a friend? Yes. So whenever they can be a friend, so we need to plus it. So 12 plus 3, it's gonna be 15. And what are the signs? Negative. So put the negative. Okay. So let's say question 3. We have negative 19 minus 5. So there are two negative, 1, 2. So the girls can be a friend. Yes, we say that the girls can be a friend. They will not fight together. They will not fight each other. So they don't have any problem. They can be a friend. So it's going to be 24. What are the signs? Negative. So it's going to be negative 24. If we solve question 2, 18 plus negative 10. We know 18, the sign is positive, and the sign of this 10, this number is going to be negative. Okay, we know the positive sign, the first one, it's a boy, and the second one is a girl. So the boy and the girl can be a friend? No, they cannot be a friend. They are fighting. They will have a problem together. So cannot be means minus. These two ones, they are opposite. So just minus it together. 18 minus 10. Okay, 18 minus 10, it's gonna be 8. Okay, when they are fighting together, is who's going to be the winner? Or we can say which one is stronger, the boy or the girl in here? 18 or let's say 10. 18 is bigger, so what's the sign of 18? Positive. So I'll write it positive. Okay, one more example, question 4. Negative 8 plus 6. So here is negative and this one is positive. Okay, so two different signs. The girl and the boy can be a friend. They are different. They cannot be. They are, let's say, fighting. So minus them. 8 minus 6 is 2. But when they are fighting, we talked about fighting. So when they are fighting, who's, let's say, stronger? 8 or 6? 8. So what is the sign of 8? It is negative, right? So I'll write it negative 2. About question 5, it's a special case in here. There are two, let's say, minus and the negative. Here's. So in multiplication, we study negative and negative. Let's say the face. Negative and negative, when they erase these two, one, the positive is left. So I'll write it negative 12 plus 13. Now we have negative and positive. Can be a friend positive and negative? No, they're fighting. So minus them. 13 minus 12, it is 1. But when they are fighting, which one is bigger? Which one is stronger? So 13, right? So what's the sign of 13? Positive. So I'll write it positive 1. So remember, for multiplication, multiplying and dividing integers, we draw the face. Adding and subtracting, Remember this one, the girl and the boy can be a friend if they can be a friend plus them, if they cannot be minus them. Okay, but remember, when they cannot be a friend, so who's going to be, let's say, who's going to be the winner, or let's say who's stronger? Now let's go to another one, which is simplify or simplification. It's very important, this subject. Simplification means if we have, let's say, this fraction 10 over 24, how can we make it simpler, this fraction? Let's say the question say write each fractions in simplest form. Okay, how can you write the fraction in simplest form? There are two ways, GCF or by divisibility rules. When are we going to use the divisibility rules? If it is a big fraction, if it's a big number, it's going to be easy if we use the divisibility rules. Okay, so let's solve the first one. I will use the GCF in here. Let's say 10 and 24. I will write it 10, 24. Okay, write all the factors of 10. I will start from 1. 1 times what number is going to be 10? 10. 2 times 5, it's 10. Is there any more factor? No. Go to 24. 1 times 24. The second one, 2 times 12. 3, yes, we have it. 3 times 8. And 4 times 6. Okay? So what is a common number between these two lists of the factors? 1 is a common, okay, we know, and there is one more factor which is the common between these two lists of the factor, 1 and 2, but I say the GCF, the greatest one, the biggest number, it's 2. So for simplifying, always we are going to use the division. Why? We need to make it simpler, the fraction. How can we make it simpler? By division. I will divide it by 2. GCF, it is 2. So divided by 2, the top number and the bottom numbers together. So 10 divided by 2, it's going to be 5. 24 divided by 2, it's going to be 12. So 5 over 12 is the simplest form. Why we cannot simplify more? Because the common factor between 5 and 12, it's going to be 1. Whenever, let's say, the common factor is 1 between the top and the bottom numbers, is 1. So that means it's written in the simplest form. Let's solve question 3. 16 out of 28. Sorry. So write 16, 28. It's the same as question 1. Write all the factors. 16, 1 times 16, 2 times 8, 4 times 4, and 1 times 28, 2 times 14, 3. Do we have 3? 3 times what number is 28? We don't have it. 4, we have it. 4 times 7, it's going to be 28. Now find the common number. We know 1 and 1 is a common, 2 and 2, 4 and 4, right? But which one is the biggest one? 4. So the GCF in here, it's what? It's 4. So GCF, it is 4. Now divide the top and the bottom numbers, divided by 4. Divided by 4. So 16 divided by 4, it's 4. 28 divided by 4, it is 7. So the answer is going to be 4 out of 7. For question 2, it's a big number, 45 and 50. Instead of the GCF, also we can use the GCF, but if you miss one of the factors, you'll not get the simplest form maybe. Okay, so that's why instead of GCF, I will use the divisibility. We study if the last digit, if it is 0 or 5, so that number we can divide it by 5, is divisible by 5. So between the top number and the bottom number, if you look at the last digit, this one is 5 and this one is 0. So can we divide it by 5? Yes, we study indivisibility rules. We can divide it by 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 50 divided by 5 it is 10. So it's 9 over 10. This one is about simplifying. Changing fraction to decimal. Changing fraction to decimal. So we have two examples, 1 over 8 and 1 over 6. How can we write fractions as a decimal? We know decimal is any number that has the decimal point, the point. For example, like 0.2 is a decimal, okay? Now, 1 over 8. The first step to change fraction to decimal, we need to use long division. Long division. Okay? Long division. So, I will draw the long division in here. But how can I write it 1 over 8 into this long division? Can I write it like this, 1 and 8? No, to avoid this kind of mistake, I have another way how to write it 1 over 8 into the long division. Just try to draw the S letter into the fraction. Okay? So now you can see 1 is inside and 8 is outside. Okay? We know in the long division we have some steps. We need to follow the steps. First one is division. 1 divided by 8, or how many 8 do we have in 1? 0. 0 times 8 is 0. Minus them, it's gonna be 1. There is a remainder. We need to try to make it a 0, this remainder. How? By putting the point. There is no numbers to bring it down, so I'll add the decimal point and 0. Now it's 10. Okay? Do not forget to straight up the decimal point. Now it's 10. How many 8 in 10? Or 8 times what number is very close to 10? 1. 2, it's going to be 16. It's going to be bigger. Now do the multiplication. 1 times 8, it's 8. Subtract it. 10 minus 8, it's 2. Still, there is a remainder. Add more 0 in dividend. 20. How many 8 in 20? So, if I choose 3, 3 times 8 is 24. 24 is bigger than 20. I will choose 2. Why? Because 2 times 8 is 16. We need to choose a number which is very close to 20 and it has to be less. So 2 times 8 is 16. Minus them, it's going to be 4. Okay? I'll write it in here. So 4. Okay. Now still there is a remainder, almost 0. It's gonna be 40 in here. How many 8 in 40? 8 times what number is very close to, it's exactly 40, it's 5. 5 times 8, 40. So 0, 0. So the answer is gonna be 0.125 thousandths. Okay, this is the answer. Second example, we have the second one. We have 1 over 6. Long division, the first step. The second one, draw the S letter like this. 1 is inside, 6 is outside. How many 6 in 1? 0. 0 times 6 is 0. Minus them, it's gonna be 1. Put the point straight up. Bring it down to 0. How many is 6 in 10? 1. 1 times 6 is 6. Minus them, it's gonna be 4. Add more 0 because still there is a remainder. 6 times what number is very close to 40? 6, because 7 is 42. 6 times 6, 36. Minus them, it's gonna be 4. Still there is a remainder. Add more 0. So 6 times what number is very close to 40? Again is 6. So I will write 6. 6 times 36. Again it's gonna be 4 again. So what's the answer? The answer is going to be 0.1 6 is repeating. Okay, this long division, it's repeated. So what number is repeating in here? 6. So instead of writing 0.166 like this, I will draw a bar over this number which is repeated. Okay, this one is about how can we change fraction to decimal. The last one is order of operations. Order of operations, when are we going to use the order of operation if we have more than two operations? For example, we have addition and multiplication, two operations. Whenever the question say evaluate means solve. Okay, we need to solve it. Let's say question 1. 5 plus 3 times 2. If you are not going to use the order of operation, if you solve it like this, 5 plus 3 it's 8 times 2 it's 16, this is wrong. Why? Because we didn't use the order of operations. Now let me erase it. Order of operations, we have some steps. Okay, we have 4 steps. We can say, instead of order operation, we can say PEMDAS rule. What does mean P? P means parenthesis, means brackets. E means exponent or powers, exponent. Okay, M means multiplication, D means division, A means addition and subtraction. Let's follow the steps by solving question 1. So I'll write it P, it means brackets. Okay, is there any bracket in question 1? No, so skip this step, go to the second one. E means powers. Do we have the exponent numbers powers? No, just a normal number, 5, 3 and 2. So skip this one as well. Go to the third one, multiplication and division, they are in the same step. Okay, we need to write it together, multiplication, division, but in order from left to the right, sorry, like this. So we have 5 plus 3 times 2. We need to do the multiplication in here. Okay, so 3 times 2 it's 6. I'll write it 5 plus 6. Okay, addition and subtraction again is the same as multiplication and division in order from left to the right, but in this step we just have 5 plus 6. 5 plus 6 it's gonna be 11. Okay, example 2. P brackets. Is there any brackets? Yes, we have a bracket in here which is 6 minus 3. Do the brackets. Focus on the brackets first. How about the other numbers? Rewrite it. 8 plus 2 times 6 minus 3. It's going to be 3. Second step, E, exponent, powers. Do we have a power in this step? No, we don't have it. So skip this one. Go to another step. Let's say multiplication, division in order from left to the right. Do we have it multiplication? Yes. So 8 plus 2 times 3 is going to be 6. Okay. The last step is addition and subtraction in order from left to the right. We are in this step. 8 plus 6 it's going to be 14. So the answer is going to be 14. The last one, it's a little bit hard, but if you follow the steps it's going to be very easy. So P brackets. Do we have any brackets in here? No, we don't have a brackets. Exponent. Do we have exponent? Yes, to the power of 2, it's exponent. So what's the answer of 2 to the power of 2? 2 to the power of 2 means 2, the base is repeated twice. 2 times 2 is 4. So how about the other numbers? We write it. Write 24 divided by, instead of 2 to the power of 2, we are going to write 4 and Write plus 3 times 4. Okay, multiplication and division. Multiplication and division from left to the right. We are in this step. So in here there is division. Division comes first in this part. 24 divided by 4. And the second one there is multiplication. Do the division first, then multiplication. Okay, so write 24 divided by 4, it's 6, plus this one, rewrite it, 3 times 4, it is 12. The last step, addition and subtraction. So 6 plus 12, it's going to be 18. Okay, remember, whenever we have more than 2 operations, what are the operations in here? Like question 3, we have division, addition, multiplication. We need to use the order of operation, I mean the PEMDAS rule.